Morning to Cape Wrath, day 4. Yeah, it rained last night, so we've had some rain. Still raining now, quite heavy. And why I wanted to get this tent for other features is, one, you can take the inner, put the inner up first and last, if you know what I mean. So the tent's still up, but while staying dry, and it gives me so much more cover. And when I pack up later, that'll be, as it's always, the inner will be carried in its own little separate bag. The outer will go in its own bag, so the inner will stay dry, theoretically. Anyway, time for some breakfast, have a brew, and then we'll start. The rain should be dying down about 8 o'clock, so the forecast says. Anyway, good morning, let's crack on with the day. So we're heading up there now into the clouds. Coming up to about 7:45, so worked the treat, that taking the inner down, managed to stay dry, as dry as I can anyway. Waterproofs are now on. We're heading to Barrisade. We'll have a bit of a chill out there once we get there, and then we'll push on to Kinloch Hourn. I think that's how you say it anyway. The forecast is variable today, so it might be waterproofs on, waterproofs off. But I'm going to take some water on now, refill up, and then we'll get going. Very soon we're going to start climbing up that way. You come to a big plateau, and I think this is where you start picking your way up. Very atmospheric though. I've reached the track, it meanders right down there. I came out just here on a prominent bend, kind of traversed my way up. In the end I stopped looking for a track and just picked point to point. There's a prominent bend here and I've come bang out straight on it, but I won't recommend that way. I'd try and stick to the route as much as possible, because that broke me. That was a tough leg. I'm going to get some more water now, and then we'll start, get my breath, pushing on. Quite a long descent when you come over the top. I'm looking at Barrisade Bay now, and down there somewhere should the little campsite and bothy. So again, water time, then I think we'll stop off at the bothy, dry the old sock, well, squeeze the old socks off and stuff like that, and readjust. But a beautiful sight, isn't it? Beautiful. Barrisade Bothy, the little campsite. If you're staying here, honesty basis, £5. I'm just pushing through, quick charge up, and there's a few people in there, and they're all cooking, and I'm starving. I've just had my bar and a brew, so I'm going to get off. I'm heading to Kinloch Hourn, that's where we're heading for. We'll walk along the bay. I know it's going to be a bit up and downish. Just trying to, whether to Gore-Tex up or not. I think I will. We can always take them off later. I want to get going soon because I'm getting cold, my feet are getting a bit tired. So, but this is Barrisade Bothy and the little campsite. I'm at the campsite now at Kinloch Hourn. Look at them bad boys there. Oh, there's tons of midges as well. First midges I've had really. So I called Mike, he's settling in over there. At these feet I'm going to get some food on and get these towed and get changed. But we're at Kinloch Hourn. Right, while dinner's cooking, I'll quickly go through the map. That's where I started today. Used a spoon, I'm not getting my knife out, it's tucked away. Where it says nice rock. And then obviously somehow you've got to get your way up there. Now the trail goes along this way. I ended up, I think, just cutting, well, that's the way I think I went. I actually popped up on the track just as it veers that little chicane bit there. But it doesn't matter which way you go. It's hard. It is a hard slog getting up there. Oh yeah, it was a hard slog. Then you break the crest, and then it's a bit steep coming down. You go past some wonderful waterfalls because everything was in spate because of the rain the night before. Then it eases out into a gentle, no, I won't say a gentle, but a reasonable descent. And then you pick up the first decent track you've had for a good 24 hours, and you follow that into the bothy, and that's the campsite for £5 on an honesty basis. And that bothy at Barrisade does have electric, and I stayed there for about 45 minutes, just tried to give one of my power banks a charge. After that, then again a nice track up along Barrisade Bay, and then you start moving uphill. Let me flip the map over, and then you just meander along there. Sorry, let me flip the map over now. And I know why people don't like this stretch, because it was horrible. I was fixated on this island here, and I never seemed to be getting there. This part wasn't too bad. Then you start going through woodland, and it's a bit, you know, not too great, but it's not too bad. But as you get to directly opposite this island, there's a house, which is that, I believe. It doesn't show you here, but then you go up two big climbs that you just don't need really. It really just breaks you. And then you follow it along the coast. Well, after two big climbs, it drops down. You go through a load of woodland again, and it drops down onto the shoreline, and then you pick up the A road. It's a little tiny tarmac track, and you follow that all the way along, and now just where that tent is there on that campsite there, with Mike over there. And tomorrow we're off to Morvich, where I'm in a campsite. I can resupply, but it's across the ridge, Forcan Ridge. All right then, cheers. Right, that's just us leaving Kinloch Hourn behind me now. A few other travellers turned up there last night, so it was actually nice to have a bit of a chat. We're just on this little track now. Glad to get moving because it come pretty infested with mosquitoes. A bit apprehensive about today. Over Forcan Ridge, saddle towards Morvich. So it's going to be another tough day. If anything, yesterday was to go by. So I'm just going to take it nice and steady, not flap about trying to get where I've got to be. If I need to stop, I'll stop. If I've got to stop going up the hill every 10 metres, I'll stop every 10 metres. We'll get there nice and steady. We want to get to Morvich campsite where I'm booked in, and I'm picking up a resupply. Because for breakfast I had one of my main meals, my last one that I'm carrying. Because I'm not a porridge person, I've got about 3 of them in the rucksack. Okay, let's get going. Kinloch Hourn Estate, public access to Aronsdale, Shale Bridge, etc. through this gate. Follow the track past buildings and uphill. If only it was that simple. Anyway, let's get going. the last of easy walking till we get to Shielbridge. Looking back over Kinloch Hourn, that's the bed and breakfast, and that's the campsite. And I think the couple of people who were there last night are just setting off, and then you start climbing all the way through here. Got a beautiful morning after raining all night, and it only stopped about 7 o'clock. Down here somewhere should be the stoker's cabin, then I think we're following that around and then round that way. Stunning though. We'll get to the stoker's cabin, we'll take a break. So there's the stoker's hut. I forded the river here, or the stream or burn, I get them wrong. Still underwater, but the best place I could find. So I'll take some water on now. It's about 2.8 miles from the campsite to here. So I'm going to have a chill out now, and then we're following it round that way. Halfway up now, Forcan Ridge. I'm looking back down the way we've just come. Still going to get to the top there yet. Now the guidebook said stay north of the lock, which you've done, come through one of them stupid little gates middle of nowhere, and you should see some sort of path on your left, and I think there's a path over there. Just got to make our way across all this. Okay, let's get across there. Might be a clear from this view. Just over there is a lock-in. Just around there is a gate post middle of nowhere, and you pick up, it's like a brick wall, super scrambly and leg breakers, and a lot of work to get to here, but that's the path. And we continue. Look at them views. First look at Loch Duick. Down there, Glen Shiel. Coming off the ridge, it's been really hard going. Marshy, rocky, horrible. We're meant to cross down there somewhere the river and pick up a 4x4 track which starts there. So I think I'm just going to go for it. I've had enough of this track. I want to get to Glen Shiel and get the garage. I've just been thinking of a can of Coke. Anyway, let's keep going. Across now on this, hopefully this takes all the way into Glen Shiel. Oh, I didn't like that bit there. The guidebook says it was sloppy. It was horrible, but we're through it. Let's push on. So we've just skirted through Glenshiel campsite. I'm hoping this is the garage. Get that kind of coat, man. And I'm also hoping it's open. Well, the car's just pulled in. Voice has gone croaky. Oh, looking forward to this. Then it's about a couple of K up the main road to Morvich. But it's just 4 o'clock now. So I'm going to sit here and chill. Take 20 minutes and gorge myself on Pepsi and Coke and whatever else they've got. I don't know why, I've always had in my head that there's a garage at Invershire. What I thought was a garage, that was a chocolate place that sells coffee in Glenshiel. So I've just gone into Kintail craft store like everyone does. Asked for some coffee, didn't have any. Oh bless. I've got a few, enough to get me to Ullapool anyway. But it's quite nice in there. And there's a nice little cafe that does like cakes and soups and booze if you want it, next door. I'm just heading to the campsite now. It's about a mile up this road from Kintail Craft Shop. Alright then. Now at Morvich campsite, which is absolutely fantastic. And the sun came out as I got here, so I'm drying everything out, and the woman just said I can put stuff in the drying room as well. I'm not going to bother washing it. We're just sorting everything out, feet on. Just got my resupply package, which is cool. And it's a lovely little campsite. So we'll do map time now, then I'm getting dinner on. Right, so you start from Kinloch Hourn. Then you've got a big climb coming out. Big climb on a 4x4 track, following a set of pylons. Get to the top. Steady descent all the way down till you get to the shooter's cabin. That's where I crossed over there. Then the 4x4 truck all the way round, and then when you get into the glen itself, it's pick your own route really. I handrailed basically the main water feature that comes down, but there's loads of them. There's no right or wrong way, but you're heading up here, and I came out bang on the little lock in there as the guidebook suggested, and then you can see an old fence, and round by the lock and you'll see old fence line, and then it says to look for a path on the left hand side a couple hundred meters away. Wasn't really a path, it's more like a wall, but this is super rubbly, really is. And then you're just below really this feature here. This has some snow on it still. And then this is quite tricky coming down. In fact, all this is very tricky, very marshy, very wet, very stony, horrible really. All the way you just got to pick your own route because it's that marshy. There is no set route. Anyway, let me flip the map. Let me pick it up again. Yeah, so this is not nice. Really was a slog, no two ways about it. I did that track there, and I went for it. I just got across the street or the river, or whatever we call them, burns, and then I headed all the way down. You go through Glenshiel Lodge, sorry, the campsite. I thought there's a shell garage, or there's a garage here. It wasn't. That is Glenshiel chocolate shop, which sells coffee and everything, which is cool. But I pushed on, and then it's basically road walking then all the way through Shield Bridge, past the hotel. You got Kintail shops. There's a craft shop. I went into there, which is that cup of tea there, and there's also a little restaurant next to it which sells cakes and everything. I won't say a restaurant, a little cafe. So I stopped there for half an hour, and then I hit this little road here, brings me all the way back into Morvich. Oh, Can't see me. So it was a tough day. Getting up to Forcan Ridge, I didn't find that tough. Getting down was the hardest bit. It was, the books just calls it a sloppy route, and I think that's the best way to describe it. All right then, day 5 complete. So that's where I stayed at last night, at Morvich campsite. Lovely spot, nice flat pitches. I don't have any issues with stones. However, I didn't get much sleep because I had my wild camping head on and went, let's go for a flat spot. But of course, next to the entrance there's a security light. If you do come here, I suggest you get round there somewhere out the way. If you do come here on a Saturday, fish and chips. That building there is the reception. That's where I picked up my parcel. I'm going to pick up my power bank now, which I've put in at what's called the lounge, where they've got a TV and pool table and sockets. Wash machines and dryers I think are £4. But the showers are that white building there. They're free and absolutely brilliant, like power showers. So today we're moving on to the Falls of Glomach, and then I want to get as far as the bothy. Is it Maol-bhuidie? Maol-bhuidie, I think it's called. But we might push past that. I don't know. Depends what the weather's like and how my feet cope. Anyway, let's get going. Been going 2 hours now. We're just following this crazy little path that keeps going up and down. We're heading up that way. Have half a bar and get some fluids on, I think. Whew. So we've popped out that Beelach here, and again we're still heading towards the Falls of Glomach. Just going down this crazy windy path now, which is not good for the old knees, towards the Falls of Glomach, which is, as if I'm naming them right, which just down there, I hope. Anyway, let's keep going. The bottom of the falls now. What a wonderful plunge pool. A bit scummy there though, but it's super deep. Wonderful gorge. Super scrambly coming down from the falls. Just see the first bit of lock and let reach, and then should be a footbridge down here, and then we get across onto that, hopefully a 4x4 track. It's harder getting down and getting up the thing. Super scrambly. So down there you've got the Iron Lodge. You just do 3 miles. 3 miles along this 4x4, and that's where we're heading for. Maol-bhuidie, the bothy. Should pick up. Well, this turns into a marshy track now. Right, it's water time, and take 15. Just approaching the bothy now. Oh, it's a sight for sore eyes, it really is. We're after a load of rain. Hopefully we'll have a nice evening. Here, overlooking Lake Cruchy, next to Maol-bhuidie. Not too sure, there's a few people staying here, so I'm going to keep it quiet and show. Do map time tomorrow. A tough one today, over the Falls of Glomach. In location. Just got to get here. I'm going to get sorted out, get my dinner on, and then get my head down.